We're trying to bring back people who were deported by ICE. Do you support that? Can we get your signature for our petition real quick?
Okay.
We just need your name and email. Specifically, we're trying to bring back Edwin Hernandez from El Salvador.
Okay.
And we have to disclose that he is a member of MS-13. He's a self-admitted member of MS-13, but he also murdered 5 people in El Salvador before he came here. But we think he deserves a second chance, you know?
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Specifically, we're trying to bring back this guy here, Melvin Ramos Orellana. We do have to disclose he's a convicted for sexual assault in Honduras, but we think he deserves a second chance, right?
Sure.
Now, could you take him in when we get him back? Would you have a place for him to stay?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, because he needs a place to stay when he gets back. You don't have any room? Okay. All right, no problem. Thank you.
So you're telling me that the fact that you heard that this guy was convicted of such heinous acts, that doesn't ring a bell for you? Like that doesn't ring a bell in your mind saying that, maybe, if I'm gonna support illegal immigrants being here, maybe this is not the one I want to sign a petition for. Just maybe seeing the damage that this guy has done in the past and what he got convicted for, maybe it's not good for the American society. But that just tells you everything you need to know. Most liberals and people on the left, they do not care about the facts. They just care about people's feelings. Oh, he got deported suddenly and abruptly. He wasn't really ready for it to be done. So, we think he should be given a second chance, even though he did something bad in the past and basically targets women or young women. It's not such of a bad thing. It's not that bad of a thing, right? We can all survive from that. We can all come back from that. Having that in society and having people who do that out in the public, it's not the worst of our problems. And the irony at the end, right? The irony at the end. So if he came back to the United States, you wouldn't house him in your house because you probably have children or you probably have daughters who would be potentially in danger for this guy because we know he likes minors or he likes to sexually assault women. But it just so happens that in the American public, he would be fine though, right? He wouldn't dare SA a woman in public or just, being out in the American society and in the environment. So you won't house him in your house, but you want the American taxpayers to pay for this guy to come back to the United States and have a justified trial, whatever you want to call it. Incredible.
Do you guys support Planned Parenthood?
Yes.
Did you guys know that Planned Parenthood was initially founded in order to exterminate the black community?
I didn't know that.
Yes, there is actually a letter that the founder of Planned Parenthood wrote to Dr. Gamble saying that she does not want word to get out that this organization was founded to exterminate the black community. Also, leading up to today, all abortions in America, 38% of them are of black American. What are your thoughts?
38% of
what is-
abortions.
what-
38% of all abortions.
Why are you telling us this? Why are you
I'm
telling us
asking.
this?
I'm asking you guys what your thoughts are.
Well, I think anybody should be able to get an abortion
Yeah.
who wants one.
Yeah.
Are you guys racist?
No.
We would try not to be.
Yeah.
We would do our best to be humans and treat everyone with justice and respect.
Like I said, then with that being said, why wouldn't we give justice and respect to black infants before they're born?
Say
How
that.
about the women?
How about the babies?
Oh, yeah.
What? Where are you going?
Women can have other.
I ain't gonna lie, he set them up that was a crazy setup. Like they couldn't, they walked themselves right into that trap. Like I know they say you can't, you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't force it to drink. Well, he led them right to that water, and they were drinking. And it still amazes me today how many people actually don't know that the reason why Planned Parenthood was started was to exterminate black people. As this young man mentioned, right? Margaret Sangers, she literally said that she said verbatim, we do not want word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population. That is literally what she said in that letter to Gambler. But I mean, with the rates right now, 38% of, all abortions in America, 38% of them are black lives. Incredible. Margaret Sanger came up with a master plan and it's actually working. But yeah, the way how he set up that questioning, that this guy would make a great reporter, bro, because the way how he set them up, the way how he set them up for that, just demolition is incredible.
To remove the Pledge of Allegiance under public hearings, it's section C under Article 5.
I would agree with that as well, actually. I'm glad we don't do any pageantry or rituals before we just dive into business.
Seems, yeah, unnecessary.
Okay, the chair calls for a vote to remove the Pledge of Allegiance from the agenda. We'll take a roll call vote.
Vice Chair Dick,
Yes.
Commissioner Mayfield,
Yes.
Commissioner Pfeiffer,
No.
Commissioner Jimenez-Torres,
Yes.
Commissioner Blue,
Yes.
Chairman Corral.
No. The ayes carry. The Pledge of Allegiance is removed from the agenda.
This is probably one of the most un-American thing I've probably ever seen in my life. And recently I made a video about the 19th Amendment and potentially repealing it or amending it. And this video does nothing to support. It does nothing to defend as to why we shouldn't take a look at the 19th Amendment. If you can hear, you can tell the difference between a male voice and a female voice. You can hear who actually. You can actually hear who votes to remove the Pledge of Allegiance before they start their session and who does not vote to remove the Pledge of Allegiance. If you couldn't tell, all the women voted to remove the Pledge of Allegiance before starting their session, before starting their hearing, and all the men said, no, we should say the Pledge of Allegiance. You see, a lot of these people tend to forget that, the public office, or if you're in a position of power where you're having these meetings and you're being given access to certain things that the average American doesn't have access to, right? It comes with civic obligations. Why can't you say the Pledge of Allegiance? If you choose to serve in government, you are serving under the Constitution of the United States of America. The Pledge of Allegiance is one of the most symbolic things to pledge your, loyalty to the nation and its principles. But as you can see, these people are one by one trying to remove, they're eliminating these longstanding, patriotic traditions that have been in place for a long time. Like, this is crazy. You have a bunch of women being offended and saying that it's not necessary to say the Pledge of Allegiance, as if the Pledge of Allegiance is just some dilly-dally thing. That's one of the best ways to prove your loyalty to this country. This one here it might be treason. This is treacherous behavior right here. This is incredible, man.